Good morning. I am just going to start this off by saying that if these videos help you, if you feel like you might benefit from some private attention directly on you, then book a call with me. I do the exploratory phone call. It's complimentary, and I don't try to sell you anything. If it seems like we like each other and we would be a good fit to work together, then we'll schedule another time to talk about doing that. So I just wanted to put that in the front instead of the end this time. I had a very full, good weekend. Lots and lots of stuff happened. I'm still digesting it. It's this idea that when things are coming in, you have to process through them and integrate them into your person. Otherwise, you never really get like the value out of it. There's like a certain nutritive quality of the experiences that we go through, but if we never take time to look at them, process through them, evaluate, our behavior, looking at the impact that they had on us, the impact we might have had on other people, then, it's like you're getting the experience, but there's like more juice. You could get all the juice out of it. Now, I don't think you should spend like all your time in contemplation of the past, but I definitely think it helps, and it helps you get reps. So a lot of the reason people are good at what they do is because of the reps. And believe it or not, just like reviewing your experience gets you one more repetition. So like I write stories and erotica about my sexcapades, and so it's like I had the doing the thing was one repetition, and then writing about the thing was another repetition, and that gives now I just doubled my practice, the amount of practice I got from that one experience. And that's one really useful tool for up-leveling your game in the bedroom so that you can, become a better lover. Oh man, there's a bus. Are you going this way? I don't want to get hit by a school bus. All right. So, just a little tidbit there. Get your reps in. So, the reason I wanted to talk about opening your heart is because for me, I can be protective of my heart and protective of myself. And that got really, I was already like that. I had issues as a kid. I was rejected. I was not popular among my peers. I was made fun of. I did not fit in, suffice it to say. And as an adult, what happens is we take our coping mechanisms from our childhood and we try to use them in our adult life. And a lot of times, these coping mechanisms are actually not functional for us as adults. So the way I coped as a kid was to withdraw and either, read books, hang out with teachers, anything I could do to not deal with the other kids. Well, as an adult, that's not that's not functional. Like, there's people in the world that I want to associate with, even if we have a hurtful thing happen. You know, there's so many reasons why someone could hurt you, and a lot of times I think it has nothing to do with you. It's just what they're doing, and they're doing what they think is best for them at all times. That's pretty much the truth. Even someone who is like codependent or a caretaker and always putting other people's needs ahead of their own, right? I mean, I've been there, right? But the thing is, even when you're behaving that way, you're doing that because you think that's the best thing for you to do. We are always doing what we think is the best thing for us to do, period. Yeah. So as an adult, how do you deal with this? How do I deal with this? And it's been quite the process. It's been like this last year and a half of opening my heart and realizing that those coping mechanisms that worked for me as a kid when it came to people hurting me are not going to work anymore. And every time I try to protect myself, I am putting a shield up to stop the danger from coming in. But what happens is it also stops the love from coming in. It also stops the good stuff from coming in. And so, like, the more you're, and I've gone through this, the more you're trying to protect yourself, the less freedom you have to experience the potential good stuff that could be coming in. So what you really want to do is learn to be connected to your heart and do things that make your heart stronger and more resilient. And some of that is, you know, playing with your minds, like I said, becoming aware of actually what's going on. There's these different parts of ourselves that have different jobs. Oh, here's the school bus again. It's gonna be loud. So, you know, I had an experience over the weekend. I had a lot of experiences this weekend. But one of them was very momentous for me because when the pandemic happened, my heart got hurt a lot from people going into quarantine. And my system just registered, like, I had so much bullshit going in my life. I was already way upset about my relationship and a lot of other things going on in my life. So I was primed for this reaction. It's not all just the quarantine and these friends, but they were part of it, okay? And my system, my nervous system, interpreted it as rejection and abandonment when my friends did this. And it's really hard because it's like, okay, here we are, all adults. We are all doing what we think is the best thing for us to do. And it's like, it's been a lot of time feeling good and also being around people who are open-hearted. I think that's really important also, besides the reps. Being around people who have done some kind of work, who are living the lifestyle or parts of the lifestyle that you want to live. So for me, like, being around Monique Darling is like the perfect example, and other people who practice Tantra and energy. It's like, can you open your heart to getting hurt again and be okay? Can your heart be strong enough and resilient enough? And can you have that foundation within yourself, with your own higher self, your own inner being, your own, universal energy, God, whatever you want to call it? Can you resource that from within yourself so that when you open your heart to other people, it's not up to them to protect your heart or to have to act a certain way. And so it's like, okay, because with that work, it's like people get to be themselves, and it really has nothing to do with you. Nothing. It's about them, and you get to just decide like what is the best way for you to take care of yourself and your own, your own heart. So these people, these friends, we got together this weekend. They're like really good people, and I had been missing having them in my life. And I don't know what the future holds. Like, maybe this new project could go any kind of way. Like, we had our first planning thing last night, and I'm really excited about it. But I'm open. Like, it's the unknown. The world could change, as we all know, very quickly. So I'm doing my best not to be attached. But it's just so, it's very edgy to have my heart open to connecting and potentially attaching again. And it's like, how can I do this in a way that feels good for my nervous system? And I'm being an adult, and I'm taking care of myself as an adult. So, there you go. There's lots of things you can do to strengthen your heart, help it open, be good. This is the kind of stuff that I help people with sometimes. So again, if that speaks to you, please reach out and we'll get a half-hour call on the calendar. All right, make it a sexy day.